I thought that Timber was black for a really long time, and I do agree. I think that's why she kind of got away with that.
Happy birthday, Timber. That's it.
Happy birthday, Timber. Several people gave her multiple 250s for the same thing.
Oh
Multiple
wow.
250s. So when you start talking about 250s and 250 and 250 and 250, girl, plus what you're making on YouTube, plus what they sending you in super chats and cash apps, and girl, she come out of here with, I wasn't surprised, over $5,000. The way she was talking, the way everything was talking, if we really added up, it was a couple $1,000s. If she needed weed, she get out real fast. Did she get out for weed? I didn't know this.
Nola is just saying to be funny. If she needed
Oh,
weed, she'll get out real fast.
Look, are
no time.
y'all sure that she wasn't on something too? Because
I,
all the stuff that she's done,
that's what I'm getting to.
it
Girl,
sounds
Well,
like some crackhead behavior to me.
I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I won't ever ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
Walmart, I've been really liking having, getting their delivery. Shout out to Timber. She did get me hooked up on the Walmart deliveries. And it's been really convenient. But every other order, something goes on, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to complain because it's a good
Uh-huh.
service, but at the same time, I am paying for it, so I want it to be right. So
Right.
I try not to overdo it, but I let them know.
So we gonna do your birthday stream next week, Chef?
You know what? Since y'all keep bringing it up, y'all, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the birthday streams and the birthdays. We ain't talked about it. So my thing is, I don't want to talk about her, but I want to talk about the point and the end and the birthday, and just talk about it because they ain't talked about it yet. How y'all feel?
Oh, really?
Because y'all was around, I wasn't.
Oh, well, honestly, when it came down, she had her original or the quote unquote original birthday. And I thought it was interesting that, like, on hindsight, that she piggybacked off of your clout a little bit, or not clout for lack of a better word, but just kind of like your momentum. That's what stands out to me about it because it's like she could have
What do
picked
you mean?
any day. Because didn't she pick the day before your birthday?
Yes, she did. She did. She really
That's what
did.
I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
It would be different if it would have been after or near your birthday, but to pick the day before yours so she could go first, I don't know.
Hmm.
It just kind of really stood out to me.
I didn't know that.
I never thought about that, and I really didn't. But yeah, it was like the day before my birthday because I was like, "Oh, we Aquarius." We was on the phone talking, "Oh yeah, we Aquarius," and people don't know. Like I was like really good friends with Timber. Like me and Anna both was really close to Timber, as far as you can
Yeah.
get through the internet, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
We talked
I wanna
outside
say
of
this is in context of being internet strangers talking to each other,
right. Yes,
over IG or whatever, not like
yes,
best buds planning, whatever, but yeah.
right. Yeah, because she didn't know much about my personal life. She knew a little bit, but she didn't know a lot. Okay.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, the fact that she was kikiing with us and saying she's Aquarius, and I'm thinking like, oh, we were saying and we high fiving through the phone and whatnot. Like,
Uh-uh.
and then months later, I hear Timber just had a birthday. I said, hold up, is it her second one?
Well,
It's
I
like,
thought it was gonna be much more of a, "You know what, guys, I'm going to like, I'm just letting you know I'm celebrating or today's my real birthday and blah, blah, blah." Not like a whole, "Let's celebrate. It's my real," like, "Let's send me money. It's my real birthday." It's like, I didn't I guess it just still kinda blows my mind that she thought that was gonna fly. That people are really just gonna be like, "Yeah, let's celebrate your birthday a couple of times a year."
so what Small Moose asked, is Timber still doing videos? Does she have some supporters? So quite frankly, in this community on the internet, wherever you go, it don't matter what dirt you do, you're gonna always have supporters. You're gonna always have somebody
Yeah.
who does dirt and gonna be supporting you regardless. But I don't know if she's making videos Do you ladies know if Timber's still making videos? Have you seen her or heard her? As I should say. Yeah.
Oh, I
I
haven't
haven't
heard
heard.
anything. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
like so Timber sent me like her last messages to let me know that she's cool on me, and I haven't heard anything from her since.
When you say last messages, do you care to share what message you're referring to? When you say last, like, did you know it was your last messages from her, or you just assume because it's been time those were your last messages?
No, she like went out with a bang. And I did share these messages with Chef because I was feeling kind of salty, but I won't make them public. But so Chef, you can give your account of them, but it was just like I think she was backed into the corner and she knew there was nothing else she could say to me. So, like, cause the thing is, it's like I'm not judging her, like I'm not whatever, but I'm also not here to listen to bullshit. So if
Mm-hmm.
she was honest and she wanted to talk about it and rectify it and like make a path forward, that would be one thing. But she didn't want that. I mean, I don't know what she wanted. Like, I don't know what she expected. She just gave up.
Hmm.
So when she did, she sent her, I guess, whatever she wanted to say to me, and that was it. So I just let it go. You know, like because it's
Was
one
it
thing
kind of?
like yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna ask. Was it kind of like I'm ending the friendship with you before you have a chance to end it with me?
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is
Okay.
I wouldn't have ended it with her. I just would have just stopped messaging her.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, she like I did allow her to get the last word. Like I didn't care, because at the end of the day, like I'm not here for that. I'm here to like kiki, to have fun, to whatever, enjoy life and do that with and share it with people kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Just have fun. And and life sucks. Like I talked to her about some real stuff because at the time I was having problems like just or just not problems, but just having issues or working myself up, like, kinda coping with different things, and talking to her helped do that. So, it was just like talking to a good friend, you just kinda
Mm-hmm.
talking through just whatever I needed to do, just having conversations. It was it was chill and it was cool and it was helpful, and I thought that she was genuinely talking to me about shit, but I'm not overthinking it. But, when you hear so many stories and so many things that don't add up, it started to make me think, well, what about our private conversations wasn't true? Because people on the internet lie just to lie, just because of
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And and that's stupid. Like, it's one thing if I misspeak or, I don't like I get the wrong impression or whatever the case might be, because there's a bit of telephone and all that that happens around here. But not intentionally. And to
Mm-hmm.
just to imagine someone's intentionally deceiving you is silly.
Hmm.
At least it is to me. It's like I have better things to do than to do that for sure.
I think maybe the conversations with you were genuine. I don't know what you guys talked about or whatever, but it was probably so much dirt she had done on the internet. She didn't really know how to explain all that. And so she was
Right.
like, F it all.
Well, I mean, it's like the whole move came into question, right?
Oh,
Go ahead, Chef.
no, boo, go ahead. I'm sorry about that. My bad. I got overexcited. Sorry.
I know. I guess to finish the thought, I was just basically gonna say, you know, to have something as big as a home move be fabricated is a lot. W That's you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like yeah.
With that, because I'm sorry, Edna, but and there's okay. So I was going right. I was going, but so I quit talking to Timber, and me and Timber had kind of wasn't talking, and I had figured that there was something there that wasn't being said, which there was. Regardless of that, when I came back, I started putting two and together. Edna started telling me all these stories and what was going on, and I started putting together her situation because I know where she lives, her situation, and what kind of a community she's it's in, so I know what her bills are like when she doesn't have a job, and I know what she receives as a check because those I know what kind of apartments those are. Okay,
Mhm.
so I started telling Aiden, well, how is she moving because of this? And I started putting holes in things and right. Absolutely. The math was not mathing. Okay. It was not adding
Mhm.
up. And there was and once a person starts to lie, because at first, whatever you tell me, Bridge, I'm gonna believe you 100%.
Right.
I don't care if you tell me your uncle is Donald Trump. I'm gonna believe you, girl.
Right.
I'll
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
believe you until I have a reason to start doubting your whole story. Once I start doubting your whole story, or once I doubting you, I go through your whole story and I start looking for any kind of holes. If there's holes in the story, there's usually missing information, or
Hmm.
at somewhere it's a lie. It's a lie at some point, or just not being told, because your story should never have holes. And
Right.
her story's got a lot of holes, and for you not
The
to walk
thing is,
outside, baby.
I allowed a lot of holes to be honest because like I'm semi-anonymous. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be out here on the internet, so I'm not gonna ask questions or probe too much if that goes over someone else's boundaries where they might be, and I was allowing for that. It sounds ridiculous now that I think about it because she gave out her whole address. She gave out, she was not
Borders had her
trying to.
address.
Yeah, so I don't know.
And you know what else though? It's weird because so about around this time, well, before this time, she had a falling out with Monty, right? About
Anna Nicole.
Hmm.
huh? What's her
Anna
name?
Nicole, the Anna Nicole. Oh, Mary.
No, Mary. Yes, about Mary. I'm sorry, Mary. Hey, boo, Mary, if you in here, how you doing, girl? Okay, so she had a falling out with about Mary. It looks like she tries to conquer and divide. She tried to split them two up. Okay, that time I didn't see it. I wasn't thinking this, but when I started looking at how she treated me with Edna and how our relationship fell apart, I told Edna, I said, "Watch, she gonna quit talking to you because of this, that, and the other." And sure enough,
Hmm.
I felt like she was trying to get between the two at some point. And then when I
Mhm.
fell off, or then when I came back and this stuff was already out there, and Edna really wasn't taking a side, you know what I'm saying? She kind of just like pushed Edna away
Hmm.
as to you're still friends with him anyway. And I know he's going to speak on it, blah, 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 whatever else. I don't know. That's how I started. I started putting holes
Oh,
in
I see
everything.
what you're saying. Yeah, because what you had to say was valid because however you came, you didn't do anything wrong to her. And so, and what she did kind of out the information that you had shared with her. And you shared it with her as like a courtesy as a friend. And for her to like overspeak, that was a lot. And she wasn't taking the time to step back and to realize what was going on. So, like, I couldn't side with her. Even if not that I would, but it's like wrong is wrong. If you're gonna ask me to pick a side, I'm telling you.
You never ask somebody to pick a side. You never put nobody in that kind of position.
Right.
Good child. He had them two birthdays. Y'all, and you know how much we were starting to add up the money because I've talked to a lot of you guys on separate tips. I'm not going to bring anybody's name up unless they mention in the comments, okay? But several people gave her multiple 250s for the same thing.
Oh
Multiple
Mhm.
wow.
250s. So when you start talking about 250s and 250 and 250 and 250, girl, plus what you're making on YouTube, plus what they're sending you in super chats and cash apps, and girl, she come out of here with, I wasn't surprised, over 5 grand. The way she was talking, the way everything was talking, if we really added it up, it was a couple $1,000s. Probably not five. But she come out uh like a very fat cat, okay?
In what, 4 or 5 months?
Yeah. And it's almost like she kind of like used us as like stepping stools, because a lot of times she come to us when she needed things to ask, when she had questions or she needed help. She went to Edna. When I was going, she went to Edna a lot. Edna was
Mm-hmm.
like helping her, and I was like, for a person to put you in that position, they don't care about you, because the fact that they're willing to fall and take you down. Because anybody out here could say, "Well, Edna was blah blah blah." Edna had no
Yep.
idea of this. Edna was just a friend,
Right.
Yeah.
as best she could be a friend. And it could easily be swing that way. That's why I said, Edna, this could be the narrative put out this way. So we gotta be ready in case she try to say, but one thing I can say, she hasn't said a lot since she's left. But
Right. Yeah, that's one thing, like, there's not too much that I would have to say past, what I feel like needed to be addressed, is because she hasn't been, like, vile about anything, not that I've heard or seen.
right, what somebody said? Somebody said, "Yeah, we were riding for her, but shit don't have us out here looking crazy." Oh, right, right, Nina. I agree. I agree with that.
Oh, and
I
one
think that.
small move, you see her comment?
Where's she at?
She said, "I did
Which
ask
one?
her questions, but she lied right to me twice."
Hmm.
Well, I
Yes.
guess maybe I didn't ask questions because I didn't wanna hear any lies.
Well, not only that, to give benefit, like as I say, I may be too trusting, but I give the benefit of the doubt first. I always do.
Mhm.
And I just quit talking to her, and when I noticed phone calls wasn't being sent back or they wasn't being answered, it was so weird. It was so weird how it happened. I'm like, if you don't with me, just tell me you don't with me, okay? At the end of the day, and I have no harm, no hurt, no feelings, no foul. I won't speak on you or nothing. This is why I never spoke on Timber because I felt like, oh, we were cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak on her because I don't want that as my rap to go out like, oh, he gonna tell all your business when y'all quit talking. No,
Right.
what we discuss is what we discuss. Okay. Now, if you come out here acting crazy, okay, dragging me through the mud, oh, you want to get dirty, we can get filthy. Okay.
Mhm.
But if you keep it cute, I'm gonna keep it cute.
Yeah, and that's what I have to say, like, I'm glad that for the most part, it's been real cute. It's not, I haven't really thought about like, honestly, when people are m other than seeing, like, "Happy birthday, Timber," that's it. "Hey,
Hmm.
Blue Eyes."
You want to say happy birthday, Tim. That's all you want to say. You want to throw that in there for real, for real. You found a way to throw it in there.
She was probably
Oh
out
my
here just
god.
Yeah.
trying to do her hustle. And when the hustle was over, she left.
Yeah.
That's just so
Yeah.
crazy for me because it seemed like she had so much going that it would've been worth it just to keep it going.
Hmm.
Definitely, I don't understand why she disappeared. Because she didn't do nothing that bad to disappear.
Maybe she did more than people actually realize, though, and she didn't want
Right,
that to
because
come
she
out.
didn't
Oh.
she didn't
Yeah,
admit
but
to anything. She
yeah, but
she
people
basically said Monty was lying, and when she couldn't account for the other like, when he rebutted, she just let it go.
Hmm.
the only thing she can say
She
about me
didn't go
is you know,
'cause to my
yeah,
knowledge,
go
it
ahead.
wasn't like she went on panels, she was making comments and streams or anything, you know what I mean? She really was just like, "Y'all got me."
Yep.
Yeah. And she's like, the grift is up. I'm done. But
Yep.
see,
Mhm,
what I didn't like is for her. The only thing I had a problem with her when she come out and she had audacity to call me a meth head, a crackhead, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
mhm,
Now my story I've already shared. Okay. So if you guys are curious, I did a little video a while back. I was going to speak on it more, but I just haven't yet. Okay. So that's my story, and I'm gonna tell it, okay? But it's already out there. But that's what I think I didn't understand is why she coming like that. And she was the one who legitly got the computer, okay, and turned it back in. Now who looks like the crackhead baby? Okay, looks like okay. So and
listen.
that's why I showed that I still got my laptop. I got my phone. I got my watch.
Mhm,
I still have my things. So for her to come out of pocket like that, I'm feeling like she was low key projecting.
Hmm.
I'm thinking low key that was a projection. Yeah, I went through a phase in my life and I went through some shit, but at the end of the day, she projected what she's going through because I know her son was going through the same situation. Okay, a little
okay.
different, a little heavier.
Mhm.
Let me shut up. I said enough.
Are you reading the chat? Because some people are naming names.
Wait, what are you saying? Jason and Sean Noble. Where y'all at? Wait, what? What's going on?
Those were some of her biggest supporters. I've
Mm.
heard from I won't well, let me not say too much because it's private.
But
It's
see,
just I mean, well, it's not a secret, right? And how would you feel?
but and see, the other thing is, what she don't understand is we had the same supporters. We had a lot of the same supporters. A
Mhm.
lot. A lot. Because I've seen Jason X before. Now, Sean Nova, I don't know who that is. Sean bought all her memberships, and supposedly Jason gave her money the most and still defended her. See, that's what I'm saying. It don't matter how much dirt you
Wow.
do. Regardless, people gonna come out and defend you. Period.
Yep.
Period. Which I'm not I'm not shaming. I'm not throwing no shade on that. At the end of the day, they can support who they want to support. And the reasons why they support is their own reasons. And I don't care. But
The
it's just
thing
the fact
my whole thing was it's the grift part of it. It's not the fact that she was getting money from people, that's her business. It's not the fact that people are giving her money. That's their business. But it's if you're saying that you need a new computer and XYZ, you supposedly get the new computer, but there's no power cord. When does that ever happen? And then you never talk about it again. Like it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And that's what is the issue to me. But I don't know.
no, that makes total sense. Like you ask for things, you get it. But see, that's why people will start doubting you. Once you do that messed up stuff right there, people are going to start doubting everything you ask for. Somebody out there will.
I just feel like you don't have to do that, especially in this part of YouTube. There's so many great-hearted people. It's not even good heart. Like these people are so kind.
Uh-huh.
It's just it breaks my heart because I know that like I know some people didn't have it and they really wanted to and they really supported and blah blah blah. Because they talking to me. You know, like in the DMs, worried about folks.
Um, Celebrity just says still waiting for tree in-house pictures. What tree in-house? Treehouse?
She no.
Wait, what
Remember she
happened,
said
Edna?
that during the storm when the tree went to her front window.
Perfect. I'm glad y'all brought this up because okay, so Edna, me and Edna talked about this before. I told Edna, okay, so y'all know I know the whole layout of those apartments. I've been
You
over there.
said
I've
that on
watched the
panel.
raid. I've watched the
Yeah.
raid go on over there. Okay. There's no trees in the middle of those apartments where it could fall and hit her
Mm-mm.
door. There's no trees around those apartments. They sit off of like um, a creek. The trees are a good distance away, so if they fall, it won't touch none of those apartments. That was fabricated
Wow.
because now the only way I would believe a tree got thrown if there was a tornado, which is possible. A tree couldn't get thrown through anybody's window. Nobody's window is untouchable. Okay, at that point. But there's no pictures, right?
You know
If some of
what?
that
That's
happens,
rare too. I feel like we would hear about that because
yeah.
there was a story. There was a big storm and a tree fell over through somebody's house and it actually killed a little boy inside. It was on the news, like, and there was updates to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Her area isn't that big that she wouldn't hear about those stories, and I'm sure people did some Googling that we would have heard.
And you know what? I tell you all the time, I have family who lives in those apartments. Who lives over there? I don't know. And the fact that if y'all believe she moved, I- I'm sorry, but I'm just going to most kindly just close my mouth in this live.
I need you to go over there right now and then look for her in those apartment buildings and
No
get her
shit.
on panel.
She's there.
Bridget, shut
She's
up.
there. Bridge, we ain't got to do all that because she there because those apartments are based on your income. She ain't got no job. Okay,
Hmm.
so she ain't paying no rent, and they sending her a check for at least 150, 200. It may have gone up since the prices have gone up, but they send you a check every month. It's called a utility check. You go take it, you cash it, and you pay your bills. But you don't have to. Some ladies like to use that for whatever they want to use it for. And then they
Mhm.
sell their food stamps to get their light bill paid.
Hmm.
Talk about ass backwards, but okay.
That's the I mean, that was the tea, 'cause
So she has not
I hadn't
moved.
really thought about it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Edna. I'm sorry, but you go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I wasn't saying nothing for real.
Oh, that was it. I was just like,
Um,
without knowing the area, without knowing how that works, we wouldn't know. So when you said that, that really made everything line up to like how much is like, and then Monty was like every 2 to 3 weeks you have a big thing coming up.
Hmm.
And
oh,
first it was like, maybe you just have a lot going on in your life. But really, do you have that much going on?
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can my moderators please drop the links from Bridge, maybe Icy's channel and Miss Edna's channel, because y'all know Edna be posting too. Edna's a content creator too now, okay, period. So drop
Oh,
Edna's
thank
channel and
you.
drop Bridget's channel. I want to thank these ladies coming up. We still got a topic. We still able to talk today because that's still good. That's all that matters. But we're gonna have to crop this video. But well, then the whole thing with the phobia, agoraphobia. I know that's a real thing, y'all. I'm not discrediting that, okay? But think about it. You got medicine for this phobia. Why did the
Hmm.
doctor give you medicine and you're not making any kind of progress to getting outside?
Hmm.
That was my whole thing. You've been because I'm looking at my own health and what and goals and things for my life. And I'm thinking, okay, I started at this point. I have my appointments here. It's so like what's the realistic time frame for like how long if you're on medication, if you're doing this, you're doing it. What what are the symptoms or what are the not symptoms, but benefits and all it's been all of this time and it seems like it's still the same limitations that she has on herself. And there's no steps forward. And it's not for us to be judging her cuz I that's why I didn't. But it is interesting when you bring that up to say like, "Hey, if you're going to therapy or what is your therapist doing or what?" Because she said I remember one time she said her therapist said that they were going to go out and do stuff every week or every month or I don't know, every time that they met. I think that might have happened once or twice.
Wait, so your therapist take you on field trips?
Right. Well, see, and that's the thing. I just started therapy. So I'm like, I don't have any other than like TV and movies or whatever. Like, do therapists do that? If you have agoraphobia, you need to get out the house. Maybe that
Right.
is the therapy to get out the house.
Okay. But I thought the therapist came to her.
That's what I'm saying. So I think she was saying that the therapy happened at her home, but then it was gonna start happen like she was gonna come. I don't know. Because that's what I'm saying.
Insurance.
It's different story.
She
It's
got,
like you could
she got
talk in a
some
circle because you don't know what you're saying.
she got some good insurance with no job.
Right. Right. Because I don't see no
I mean,
state therapist coming to your
okay.
house. But I don't know though. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, so here's my next thought on this. Okay, she sat up here and judged Foodie Beauty harshly. Okay,
Hmm.
now I'm gonna use this as an example. So when Foodie Beauty was trying to lose weight, she never lost weight, right? She never made it. Well, she lost weight a couple times, right? I ain't gonna put that on her, but she didn't lose weight and keep it off. She either picked up weight or she didn't lose weight, or
Hmm.
she dropped weight and picked it back up. Um, she judged her harshly about that because she made what? No progress.
Progress. Mhm.
She she sat in her home and did the same thing from what she told us and made no progress. But that could have all been a lie.
Hmm.
Oh, so Lindsay says, coming from a former therapist, it depends. It depends on what? How much money you paying them? Because the state paying for it? What
I
y'all
would
think?
imagine so. I don't know. But, like, I know with my options, it's either you go in or you do like, we do Zoom, and I do Zoom.
Okay.
No, no.
Lucy Lou.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Lucy Lou. Welcome in. Boo, make sure y'all smash that thumbs up button on your way in and out that door. She might have to have exposure therapy since she allegedly has agoraphobia. Maybe the therapy is to go outside. I doubt it, maybe, but maybe. But see, when did she ever talk about that? She always says she can't go outside and that she needs, like, I'm not trying to throw this up as what I did for her, but so I had loaned her $20 one time, or gave her $20 because her and Ed was on the phone and they were discussing her trying to get her medicine. Edna was trying to calm her down. She wasn't listening, and basically she just needed some money so that way she could get the girl uh, a ride through Uber to get the medicine to bring it to her. So I just offered it to her.
Mm-hmm.
If that was the case, wouldn't she make an attempt to take her ass outside to get her supply of medicine so she can continually keep trying to go outside more and more often? So Lucy
Right.
Lou, I love you
Becau
come and bring that point to us though. I love that you bring that up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
'Cause I know when I need to do certain things, it's like I do I don't know, it's like I ain't trying to tell all my business. I don't know what to say. It's just that you do the things that you need to do the things you need to do.
Absolutely. Um, Capone said, "What state provides free therapy?" Florida does. Florida provides for free therapy, but baby, you got to go to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, what state therapist comes to your house?
Mhm.
If it's Medicaid, is what Life of Lindsay says.
Hmm. I don't know.
Oh, above and beyond. Well, that is possible. That is possible. At one
I hear
point,
what you're saying, Lindsay, but she also made it a point to be like she doesn't have that kind of therapist because every time I talked to her, she was talking about how little her therapist was doing in some kind of way, or like she told a story of how her neighbor's therapist took them to someplace else to stay during the storm when they didn't have power for like days and days.
Hmm.
So that's what's making me also kind of put two and two together where your therapist did all of this coming to you, taking you out and all that, but also when there was like an emergency, you had no help, no assistance, you couldn't hear from her.
sorry, I was looking for a comment from Nola Boo where she said, this one, okay, this one. If she needed weed, she'd get out real fast. Did she get out for weed? I didn't know this.
Nola is just saying to be funny, if she needed
Oh,
weed, she'd get out real fast. And that's all.
hear Norma Lindsay because I want to hear your opinions. Because I don't know if Lindsay was in here when we were talking when we were talking about happy birthday to Timber. But I want to get your opinions because I know you supported both of us, and I just wanted to hear if you had any opinions, if you think that Timber shouldn't have left, or because I feel like me personally, I still feel like she shouldn't have left.
Mhm.
That's my personal opinion,
Now,
whatever.
are you talking about me, Lindsay, or Li?
Because like both of y'all, because you have opinions too,
That's
because you
right.
supported Timber
Yeah.
too. So yeah,
Well,
but you
okay.
already
So,
up here, so you can talk about. It, of course, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
when
Go
it
ahead. I'm
came to
sorry.
Timber, so I don't send people money. Like, I don't do Cash App. I don't do Venmo. I'm not just gonna send you cash. But the thing that got me about Timber is saying that she needed stuff like food and stuff for her cat. I mean, that's what pulled at my heartstrings. So, I mean, I'll help anybody that's got a sign up that says that they're struggling and they need something. I'm not going to give them cash, but I'll go buy them food, if they've got a sign that says they have a baby that needs diapers and whatever, I'll stop and I'll ask them, what size do you need? And I will go buy them, because I feel like that's a better way to help people than just, sending them cash. And
Right.
that's exactly what I did for Timber. I sent her headphones for her and her daughter, because she claimed that her daughter had autism and her headphones broke, and that she wore them, to self-soothe and whatever. So of course I sent those. And then talking about she needed food and whatever, I sent her a ton of groceries. I sent her I even asked her what kind of cat food her cat ate, and I sent her that exact brand. I sent her like cat a
Oh
little
my
toy.
goodness.
And I was
Yeah.
it was just me trying to be nice. So do I feel bad about sending that stuff? Absolutely not, because I know she wasn't selling groceries and getting weed out of it. But I just feel like the grift was very, very strong with that one.
Mhm.
Uh, Somebody said, Capone said, I'm not gonna lie, I miss Timber. You know what? Timber was very funny. Like I give her that. She was a hoot. You know, she kept it spicy. You know, me and Timber had great panels. You know, if she came back, would I ever sit on panel with her? You
Hell
got
no.
one time to come at me sideways or to talk mess on me, and I won't be sitting with you. I won't eat with you. No, for what? I'm not gonna sit with you. There's no point.
One other thing about how she ran her channel. One thing that I started to notice was, if with most creators, they'll drop their Cash App, in a link, or they'll have it in their bio, and then super chats are always an option. And I like the super chats for creators, because I think it kind of sends a message like, oh, this person just sent them $5 and they're putting a lot of time and effort into providing entertainment and content for us. So let me send them a little something. It's like a
Right.
it's like a public, like, thank you for putting time into us, to entertain us. Well, with Timber, if you'll notice, it was never done through super chats. And I think that's what got a lot of us confused, is that she would come on here and say, well, I'm trying to raise $300 for this laptop. None of us knew that 10 people had already sent her $50, because they did it in Cash App, like behind closed doors. And
Right.
she never came on a live stream and said, thank you so much to, for example, like, thank you, Nolabu, for sending me $50 towards the laptop. I really appreciate it. That takes, what I need down to 250, yada, yada, yada. None of us knew what everybody else was doing.
And that's exactly what you did, chef. Like, because I remember we were having these conversations, and I was like, keep people up to date. How much you have left? And he was doing that.
Yeah. I think it's be as transparent as possible because people are going to try to poke holes in a story that doesn't have holes. So if you're as
They're
transparent as
looking for
possible,
drama. Yeah.
yeah, they're looking for tea. Because Nata had blasted me back when I was asking for the computer money. That's why
Mhm.
when I came back and I started hearing the comments about me from Timber, I was like, well, let me show people this computer's still sitting up here, and still to this day I'm using my computer right now with a brand new microphone and a ring light. Okay, and we're finna get a 4K camera. That's on period. You know what I'm
Still
saying?
building. And we
But
gonna have internet soon.
okay, well, right now we're using
Yeah.
a hotspot. This
So,
hotspot does just good while we talk.
did you all pay attention to the comments in Monty's original stream that he did when he showed the actual receipts of, like, the birthday stuff and whatever? And then it was the stream that people really started to see what was going on and how much she was grifting. And I was going through the comments and looking, and that's how I knew that Nolabu had sent money. But also, I saw Patricia Davenport, I think is her last name. She pops in and out, like, occasionally, kind of everywhere, but I never saw her too many times in Timber's streams. But she said that she sent her $250 in one, like, Cash App or PayPal transaction. And I was blown
Mhm.
away because I was like, this is somebody that I would have never expected to send her money because she wasn't in her, in Timber's chat like that. So I can't
When I
imagine
say people,
the other
yeah, when I
people.
say there's so many kind and generous people in this community, like I've seen them say it. Like we've all seen the money flowing around when it comes to FFG.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yup.
Everything just isn't as visual as FFG. But if you're talking to people, people are sharing that they gave X, Y, and Z, or not like bragging or anything, but just talking. So it's happening, and it's just like to take advantage of it.
Right.
It's just kind of like because it comes along like because it's real people. It's not just free money, and she just used it as free money.
Timber taught me a very valuable lesson, a lot of lessons from this. Okay, I'm not going to say she wasn't helpful. She taught me some shit just by seeing what she went through and watching how she reacted to it, it teaches me
Absolutely.
not to react in those ways.
Do y'all
Baby,
remember do you all remember when Foodie did it was the only like charity type stream that she had ever done, and it was back when Annie P was in her chat and basically like her YouTube mom, and she did a cancer charity stream for Annie P, and she raised, I think it was $500. I don't know if it was US or Canadian, and people kept getting on to her about, are you going to
Mm-hmm.
donate that money, you going to donate that money? And then she popped up the most ridiculous looking fake receipt that I've ever seen in my life, and it was over $500 that she had made, and I know she never donated that, and that's why she was so mad when FFG put up the receipts of 14 grand. I just thought it was
Wow.
funny.
Yeah. Well, and you
listen,
also, I
listen.
mean, well, we don't know Foodie's financial situation, but we can pretty much see that the money isn't just rolling in for her. So to know where she came from to where she is now, and FFG is still doing good. It's just funny to see like it doesn't pay to act the way she does.
And Noah, I see your comment about that she even told Monty. It it almost was like she was bragging to Monty was getting
Yeah,
money.
I got her too.
That's what's
Yeah.
infuriating.
Mm,
A brag. It's not the fact she was like, "Oh, somebody did this, they helped me out." It was the fact, look what I can pull. That's what I get
Mm-hmm.
from that too. And I listen, y'all. I don't knock what y'all give people. Oh my, but and I've said this about when people gave me money that was big amounts or any amount. I'm like, I don't know how these people do it. I said I'm
Mm-hmm.
thankful and I'm appreciative, but at the end of the day, that's a lot of money when you think about it. What they can do with that in their own home, and for you to take it and misuse it is very, 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 very disrespectful for one,
that's the word
and
that was popping in my mind.
selfish. It's very
Mm-hmm.
selfish. But that goes to show you this community has a lot of nice people, and it's got a lot of crazy. I'll let you know that.
Oh, but see, that's part of the crazy. It's like people using crazy for good, and I can't be mad at that.
See what
I mean, can't
what makes me so angry about the whole thing is that Timber had the type of support that creators that have hundreds of thousands of followers don't have. I mean, look at Foodie Beauty. I mean, most of her subs are dead or whatever, but she's got over 90K subs. And I promise you, she does not have people that are cash apping her, PayPaling her, unless they're getting special requests for food or whatever. But Timber had so much support. And if she had just done what she said she was going to do, raised money for the laptop, got the laptop, and then started doing those reactions, her community would have kept going and she would have kept getting support. She would have made money from those videos. She would have gotten
Yeah,
stats. She would have had people still gifting memberships. I mean, it would have helped her so much, and she wouldn't have had to have grifted anything. It would have just fell into place if she had done what she said she was going to do.
that's the craziest part about it to me is that even with her just walking away from it all, it's like you still have supporters that you could have just been like, you know what, you got me,
Well,
whatever,
I
but
got
I'm gonna
you,
keep
kid.
going.
I got you,
Right,
not you got me.
right.
It
I
was
got
it's not
you.
funny.
Now
It's
you
not
know
funny, but I'm
about it.
sorry.
Let's move on. He could have said that and probably still would have been good. People still would have been her lives would have still kept going.
Hmm.
And that's the
Yeah.
part that's kind of crazy. It's like she did maybe in a sense she was like, you know what, I am gonna change and I'm gonna do better. Because for all we know, she could be doing what's right. Well, like because I haven't heard anything otherwise. Have you? That she's continuing to another community or is she still posting or
No, I haven't heard. I haven't come across nothing or anything like that. But I was gonna say something about the 250.
You know,
Oh
Capo
no, yeah. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. Like, because I heard you, Lindsay, when you said that like FFG gets hers through super chats. But y'all, you don't know a lot of stuff. Like there's times when I be just at home chilling or I'll be walking around and I look at my phone and I got 4 or 5 cash apps on my phone from you guys saying, here's for having a wonderful day, or here's $20 for a cup of coffee. Like that comes periodically,
Aw.
and that does come behind the scenes. Like you don't expect it, you're not asking for it. So I imagine I'm sure like all creators get behind the scenes. So think about not only the cash that she asked for, but the cash she didn't ask for as well that she was receiving too behind the scenes.
I
Hmm.
know of one person who it was like they had a type of relationship that he felt every week that he was supposed to be sending her money. Like he just kind of felt like an obligation or a, let me do this for you.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, you
I
go.
mean, yeah.
Somebody said Capone said she was able to come back from the whole N-word scandal. She didn't need to leave. Okay, but y'all don't understand this. That was not the first time she said the N-word. I'm gonna bring it
The
out
thing is,
to light. She
oh, are
said it
you?
on
Oh,
stream. It was me and like who was the other creative? It was me. It was all the ones that used to come over from Hannibal. Who was?
any
Oh, I forgot
queen?
all their names.
Oh, him. Oh,
Dang, it's been so
any
long. But
queen?
we all had.
Farida. Who are you? Oh, are you talking about Roach and Bella? Them?
Yes, Roach, Bella, all of them. We were all on panel when
Oh,
Timber
okay.
dropped the M bomb, but nobody, it got silent, but nobody said anything, and it was kind of
Oh, because
swept.
I think they probably still thought they didn't know if she was black or not then.
Oh, see, because that was the first time
So
she dropped it, but it was she
I
was
had a
talking.
moment like that happen where this young man said the N word. Everybody looked around because he was real light skinned. And everybody was like, can you like so I think it was maybe it sounded like it was one of those kind of moments where you didn't want to say anything because it is like a touchy subject.
Exactly. So I mean, we discussed it off the stream, and we tried to prepare. Like, hey, look, get ready, because they gonna come at you. Because I'm like, that video is gonna have views, and it has views. Why nobody
Hmm.
ever said anything? Because again, like Edna said, they thought she was black. I didn't know people thought that.
I did. I honestly, I thought that Timber was black for a really long time, and I do agree. I think that's why she kind of got away with that slip. Is I don't think a lot of people put too much thought into it because it wasn't she wasn't pulling the whole yo mama thing, and it wasn't in her vocabulary every other word. So I think that was why a lot of people let that slip. But even then, like you get away with that and then you still continue to do this shady
Question it.
stuff. Like it just doesn't make
Yeah.
sense to me.
Yeah, it's
Girl,
like you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Yeah.
girl, she sliced herself open and then she threw salt on it,
Ooh. Mm-mm-mm.
and
Yep.
then ran to the hospital and came back.
Mm. I hope her heart's okay though. It was
Her
like we
heart.
don't know what to
You know
believe,
Okay,
what?
but
now
it's
hold
like
up. Now let me back up.
she was
Let me back
supposed
up
to
to the
talk to
heart
the heart
thing.
doctor, and I hadn't
Hold
heard
on.
anything about it.
Hold on.
You
Let
know
me ask
that
y'all this.
that's
Was
another
she
thing.
live in the hospital? Was she live ever in the hospital?
No.
Okay.
I
If
think she
I'm
might have
and
went
I go to the
live
hospital,
once, or she. I don't know.
if that happened to me, y'all, and I'm telling y'all right now, as a creator, if that happened to me, I'm gonna go live in the hospital. Here's why. I'm gonna need y'all to be praying for me every step of the way, for one, because I know I'm a sinner and I know there's a special place in hell maybe for me. but no, for real. No, but for real, like I'm gonna want you to still be trying to reach out, make sure y'all know I'm okay, and just talk. Because you're bored in the hospital, you have nothing to do if you're okay at that point, or if you're
Nothing.
stable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why not go on your live with your phone or how you were?
Well,
You
see,
know? So
you got to think about this though, is that for people like me, when I hear about anybody going through like medical stuff, or that was the whole thing with her daughter too, like saying that her daughter was, struggling because she was autistic and this and that, like I don't know about you all, but I mean, I'm a praying person. Like if
Mhm.
somebody needs prayers, I don't just type prayers in the chat with the little prayer hands. I will actually include you in my prayers that I say at night, because I hate to see anybody sick or struggling with any type of physical or mental health condition. And I think that was another thing that just tugged at people's heartstrings. It's like, oh my gosh, she's going through all this stuff, and having issues at her apartment and these storms, and she can't afford food, and now she's in the hospital, and her autistic child is at home, and who's going to
who
help,
though?
with her. I
Who
mean,
at
it got so
she at
crazy.
home with who? Who who watched your daughter in the hospital when she's in the hospital? Who watched your daughter?
Claimed that guy did. She's
And wait,
because I remember this. She said that she hoped that he was there with her daughter because her
Who?
daughter couldn't even make her own dinners.
Who was he? Who was he?
The the
so
the the math
oh,
or
her
the
friend. See, that's the thing because you
The
brought out the
the
fact
meth
that was
headed.
probably her husband or whatever, right?
Okay,
It's
but she
just
had a lot to
the
say
math
about me,
ain't
right?
mathing,
But she
right?
had a lot to say about. Sorry, Lindsay. Go ahead. Yeah, me too.
No, that's the one thing that I told her in a DM was that she needs to get that man out of her house, because she was claiming that she didn't use any substances, and that this man would come over and he was addicted to PCP. And if you've ever been around anybody that's on any type of substances, PCP is, I mean, that can cause you to be violent. It can cause you to hallucinate. And if
Sure.
you're hoping that's the person that's there with your daughter and trying to help her, it just, I told her, I was like, this is not a good situation for you or your daughter, or I mean, for anybody. Like, get him out of there.
But anybody on crack, PCP, or meth, don't let that man around your child, especially your daughter or your son.
Y'all look, are
No time.
y'all sure that she wasn't on something too? Because
I,
all the stuff that she's done,
that's what I'm getting to.
it
Well,
sounds like some crackhead behavior to me.
You can't let no. Okay, so
Listen, Bridge, you
as a
speak on
woman
it.
or a man, so as a woman or man, I was just gonna say that, Bridge, you can't let a person on drugs move in your house. If you do, birds of a feather flock together, because you're not gonna put up with the
Mm-hmm.
bullshit that they got going on, because it's gonna be a lot of
Yep.
sketchy, and if you're not sketchy, it ain't gonna work out. I know from experience. You can't do it. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So, do I think she was on it? Yes, I do. Because I kept hearing,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so here's a lighter, right? Hold on, wait. I know y'all. I'm about to show y'all a motherfucking difference today. Hold up. Now I'm gonna turn my camera on because I don't want no hoe to clock me on this right quick, okay?
there you go.
So
Can you
this
see
is
that?
it's broke, but here's what I'm about to use, okay? This is what I'm about to use. This, you hear that? Versus,
Mm-hmm.
okay, turn my camera back off so we want to skip. Now, there's a difference. Now, this sound is with a lighter that's used for candles. That's typically not what it's for. It's usually a torch lighter you hear that makes that same sound versus the click, click, click. It makes a pop, 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 right? She's not lighting a blunt with no torch. I didn't heard pop, 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 pop. Now, that's her business. I never said anything because I didn't want know what I'm saying? Because as a friend, I told her stuff. She told me stuff. We talked. I knew her situation, but I didn't know that man was doing that. But I just figured because her son was on it, and then she had made a comment one time about her friend that used to pop over. I didn't know that guy was even living there until I came back. But there's been times when I've heard a pop, and she said she was like the blunt. I never said anything because I took her at her word. But baby, putting two and two
Okay,
together, sitting back,
but you have to look at the
legally.
type of substances as well. So, I mean, I smoke a lot of weed too. Like I mean, there's a lot of people that do, and when you do that, you tend to start like fading out. You know, you start getting tired, you get a little groggy, you talk a little bit slower. I never once when we would hear the lighters clicking and whatever over and over and over again. I never once heard her start coming down. It was always like coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Never had that low BMI. She never had that sluggish voice. Right now, I'm sluggish. I hear that, right? I'm very sluggish.
Mm.
We won't say much more, but I'm very sluggish.
Quick rumble, I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble, break down walls like Jericho crumble.